I'd like to call the City Council meeting to order. I'm going to ask Andy Knockhand to say the invocation and Ms. Abear to say the pledge.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for gathering us together. And at this time, I'd like to ask a special thank you and remembrance of all those first responders, those people out there protecting us every day, fire, police, all the service personnel who are out there caring for us and caring about our lives and protecting this country. In particular, I'd like to take time to say thank you to those that are out there responding to our drug infestation, those that are out there trying to protect our young kids. And I'd like to also remember those that we have lost because of this situation. May they all rest in peace, and God bless the families, bring peace in their lives for what went on in their turmoil in their lives and the disturbances they must have lived through. I can't imagine what it would be like. I ask that you grace us on this council to bring us forward in great decisions to move the city forward in a positive manner. May we work in a spirit of unity. And through your name, Jesus Christ our Lord, amen.
Amen.
In the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you both very much. All right, we welcome you to the Lafayette City Council meeting. As presiding officer and chair, I would like to announce the following. This is a public hearing. To address the council on any item on this agenda, please fill out the speaker form to submit your information to the clerk prior to the call of the agenda, the agenda item, or you will not be given the opportunity to speak. Staff assistance is available if needed. Items for submission to the council should be handed to the council clerk, Mrs. Veronica L. Williams, Miss Veronica L. Williams, almost Mrs., seated to my left. The 3-minute rule will be in effect. When addressing the council, state your name and title for the official record. No debating or confrontational statements will be allowed. The front row to my left is for the media only. Food and drinks are not allowed in the auditorium. Please silence all phones and electronic devices. Meeting procedures are by resolution and not by Robert's Rules of Order. All documents with reference to meetings can be found on the LCG website. And finally, the council encourages your involvement in boards or commissions. If interested, call 291-8800. Chair announcements. Item number 18, Appeal Steiner Lofts Project. The appellant is requesting that this item be deferred until the August 16th meeting. There will be a joint budget review meeting at 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. on August 4th, 2022 in the Council Auditorium. That's this Thursday at 705 West University Avenue, Lafayette, Louisiana, 70506. There will be a public hearing for citizen input on the budget at a special joint council meeting at 5:15 on Tuesday, August 16th, 2022 in the Council Auditorium, also 705 West University, Lafayette, Louisiana, 70506. I would like to wish a happy birthday to Ronald Clark, Lafayette Police Department Council Meeting Security, which he will celebrate on August the 11th. I'm not sure if he's here or not, but happy birthday. At this point, I would like to actually make a little bit of an announcement myself, and I believe there may be a couple of other council members that might want to make an announcement as well. First, let me start with saying it's been an interesting week. We've had an interesting week this past week with lots of things happening within our city. And first and foremost, let me just say, I wish Josh the best recovery that he can achieve. I wish him well. We all wish that he gets the treatment that he needs, the courage that it took to go into rehab. We appreciate that. We need him in the city, so we appreciate the fact that he's getting help, and we are all wishing him well. With that said, there are a couple of things that we as a council have kind of struggled with this week ourselves. So I'm just going to simply give just a quick rundown so that everybody's up to speed in terms of what's happened last week, because we have received questions about what's going on. And so hopefully this will just give you an update of where we are today in this particular situation. Let's go back to last Monday, basically a phone call from administration basically telling us that Josh was going to go into rehab. Again, we wished him well. We hoped that he would get the treatment that he needs. So that was basically how the whole thing started. At that time, no information was really given as to where he was or how we would get in touch with the mayor. And so basically, we got the information he was going into rehab. From that point on, discussions began regarding, what I believe to be a requirement of our charter. The issue here is interpretation of the charter. That's basically where we are, and that's where we are kind of stuck in. But I'm speaking for Nanette Cook. I believe that the charter requires for us, if the mayor is unavailable for more than 48 hours, we, according to the charter, says we shall appoint someone in his place. And knowing or not knowing, I'm not a rehab expert, but understanding from what I'm learning about rehab programs, my assumption was that he was going to be in a program that really required him to disengage. And so it is our hope that he does what he needs to do to recover. And so with that thought in mind, it seemed logical that we would move to the next place, which was a temporary appointment until he comes back, until he's feeling better. Basically, from that point, the next thing that was going to happen, or that the charter allows us to do, both chairs, the city chair and the parish chair, would appoint someone to sit in that position until he returns. Simply a placeholder. In case of an emergency and he can't get back in here, it was simply a placeholder, and that's what we interpreted the charter to say. And so we entered into discussions, myself and Parish Chairman A.B. Rubin, and he basically had this same conversation I'm having at the parish meeting, so we are getting everybody up to speed. Moving forward, we discussed an appointment, but then we were again informed by legal that if we did that, we had the potential of 500-day fines and or jail time if we move forward with that. So at that point, we kind of took a step back. The parish chairman was not comfortable with that. He wasn't prepared to be put in jail, which neither was I. So basically, we kind of took a step back from there. So, and then, apparently Josh issued a letter to the AG for an opinion of what unavailable would be. He wrote a letter and he sent that to the AG looking for an opinion. And as we looked at that letter, my concern was, and I believe I called our attorney, Greg Logan, and expressed my concern, the fact that the letter itself did not include where he was. And I guess I go back to my original statement of what I believe an inpatient medical rehab facility, what it entails, from understanding from what I'm learning from people telling me that it is a situation where the point when you go inpatient is to disengage. It is to engage with the program. And so in order to get better, which is what we hope, that is the hope. So this should not be interpreted as anything other than if he needs the help, disengage and get the help. And so that was kind of that was the interpretation. And so by the fact that that information was not provided in the letter, I felt, myself and a couple other council people felt that was important, that be, shared with the Attorney General. So just as of today, a letter was sent just with that information, just making sure that he had all the information so that he could make a judgment or render an opinion based on all the facts. So at that point, the letter was sent, and again, we're in holding pattern. We're just sitting and waiting, and, again, none of this is to deter from anything that Sidra has been doing or that Greg has been doing. They have been doing their jobs, yes, but we are trying to do our job in terms of the charter and what the charter suggests that we have to do in a situation like this. So, again, I brought you up to date as of today. So those are, I don't want to say they're the facts because someone will dispute them. This is my interpretation of what has happened within the last week. And so basically that is kind of where we are. And so we're kind of in just a holding pattern just to see what the AG says. And if the AG comes back with the information that he is available, then we go with that. So anyway, I like I said, I just wanted to share that information because I was getting emails and I was getting calls about where we are and what have we done to this point. So simply, that's what's been done to this point. So I don't have anything else to say about it. I'm thinking there's any. Okay. I thought I thought someone else had. There we go. All right.
Am I on, Madam Chair?
Yes, you are.
This thing has taken so many twists and turns. Really don't know where to begin, but I think it's imperative that I add my, add my 2 cents, if you will. And I guess this thing hinges on the definition of availability. The definition that was put on this by the CAO and legal counsel, and I think everybody's read it. He's available because they have access to him, and he has a laptop with a secure access and all of that. And we simply asked to provide us with some proof of that. I don't understand why that would have been so complicated to do. That would have put this whole thing to rest by simply providing us with some documentation verifying that what you were telling us was the truth. Real simple, not that complicated. So we bounced around from that to it being a violation of the HIPAA law, which I strongly disagree with. The HIPAA law has to do with the release of confidential medical information by a medical facility without the consent of the patient. We were simply asking for some verification as to where he was and the fact that he's able to do the things that you all claimed he's able to do. Real simple, not that complicated at all. That would have put a lot of this to rest. Don't understand why that would have been so complicated to do. And as for the as for the threat of somebody being sanctioned or whatever for violating the Louisiana revised statute pertaining to illegal holding of public office, I mean, me personally, I wish we would have made the appointment and gotten to that point, because at least at that point, we would have gotten some information that we can't seem to get otherwise. It just makes no sense to me that this even got to this point when the whole thing could have been solved, and several council members made that request, okay? So we went from that to it being, we can't do it because it's going to violate the HIPAA law. And I guess that's debatable, but my understanding of the HIPAA law, and I have it right here, you know, is what I just said it is. So, and besides, the patient can sign a release at any time authorizing the release of any information that they want released. That's undisputed. I know because I've probably signed 20 or 30 different medical releases in the last 2 years myself. So I know how that works. So we keep talking about working together as a team. We keep talking about mutual respect and cooperation and all that. You know, but that has to be reciprocated. It has to be a two-way street. And in this situation, it's simply not. And so fast forward, now we're hearing that that the mayor is available, and so this wasn't told to me, okay? But I've heard this, that if we want to get in touch with the mayor, that we can get in touch with him through the DA. Is that a true statement? I don't know, but it's certainly something that bears exploring, if in fact that's the case. What would be the rationale behind that? I certainly don't understand, and so let's, the public, not only do, the access should not only apply to us as council members, it should also apply to the general public. The mayor serves the general public. I could not get on the phone right now and call the mayor if I chose to. So that's not access and availability to me. Thanks.
All right, you want to put done? All right, I'm not seeing any other comments. Let's move on. Let's see. I'm going to get to you right now. Yeah, it's coming. Oh, do you want to comment on that? Sure. I was going to get to the executive mayor president's report. It's your turn. There you go.
Before I forget the official business, I do want to offer that we do have the budget to actual comparison. If you have any questions, Director Toops is here to answer those questions for you.
Thank you.
I also would like to say thank you so much for your sentiments. We appreciate it very much. I'm glad that you, Madam Chairwoman, had the opportunity to actually speak with the mayor president. I don't think that that was part of the recount of the history of the facts. So
The accidental conversation, yeah, it was awesome.
sure.
It was a surprise.
So available. He was available on the phone, and you did have the opportunity to speak to him. So again, you heard from him. He's doing well in treatment, and thank you for that. The circumstances I know are unusual. They're not normal that someone might enter into a facility and have access, but it's not uncommon in circumstances of elected positions. And so we do have daily calls with him. Myself and Greg Logan do have daily calls with him. He is strong. We provide him pertinent information, and he provides us direction as we need it. So that continues to happen, and it'll continue to do so. And the reality of it is that the mayor president has put together a great team. His leadership has put together, directors who know what the mission is. He's empowered them. We get up every single day. We know what we're supposed to be working on, and that's what we're out there doing. And I mean, I know you all see the work that's happening, and we're communicating and working with you. So he's still very much in control, but also working to take care of himself. And that's the reality of it is. It's a different circumstance, and most people would enter treatment as you had acknowledged, but it's not, completely out of the realm of possibility under these circumstances of higher profile positions. Councilman Lazard, with your comment to, mutual respect and cooperation being reciprocal, I agree. We're on the same page. We've had multiple conversations about that. I'm not aware of any circumstance under this that was not mutually respectful to you. I'm not aware of a circumstance that you weren't extended a courtesy. So I apologize if there was some sort of misstep that you feel like you weren't able to. Well, I'll finish. I didn't interrupt you, if that's okay. But thank you for that. As far as you go to say, like, you were seeking verification, you're seeking trust. Again, mutually, I would think that we would lead with trust. And I mean, clearly you're saying that there's no trust, or perhaps that we're relying about the ability to get the mayor president on the phone, that he's available. We do have that capability to get him on the phone. I've not actually had a request. I have not had a request from anybody or had a need to get in touch with him. But if you need to, I can certainly make that happen. Please let me know any time, really, sincerely. We can do that. But I know that we had the opportunity to speak personally about your support of the mayor and during his time in seeking recovery because of his support of you during your time while out of office and unavailable. But we pass those sentiments along, and we thank you for that. But yes, we can get in touch with him, as can the district attorney. As it was, you were indicating that you need a verification that he could get in touch. I'm not here to argue the HIPAA laws or otherwise, but a third party, if you're not comfortable with myself or your attorney to get in touch with the mayor president, you can get in touch with the district attorney, and he can get in touch with him. So we do have procedures in place to make sure that you can get in touch with him if needed, and I'm not aware of any instance that has arisen to that happening. But regardless, again, I thank you for your support. I don't take anything that you say as anything on myself and Greg. I want to reiterate that Greg and I are carrying out the mission, and we know what we're doing. We are not in charge. I just want to say, we are working under the mayor president's guidance and direction, and he has set us all forth to go forth and do, and that's what we are doing. So those are my comments related to that. Beyond that, in other news, I have the LMA award that I'm very happy to say that our animal shelter achieved for its no-kill status. This was the Louisiana Municipal Association. It's a Community Achievement Award, and I cleared this, even though it wasn't on the agenda, I did clear this with Councilwoman Cook to have Robert Benoit come up and just say a couple of quick minutes about the no-kill initiative, and we've placed your award at each of your seats because you also are part of that in recognition, and we thank you, and I know everybody up here is really a big supporter of the shelter, so thank you for all of your support.
To win the award, for which we applaud. The No-Kill Initiative, as many of y'all remember that were on the council back then, began when Joel was running for mayor in 2015. That was one of his main platforms, and it resonated with the voters. So in his second year, he hired Shelley Delahousie. We hired Shelley to take over the directorship of the shelter, and that's when the no-kill thing really shot up. In March of 19, we received no-kill for the first month. Joel was very excitable. He came to you guys that was on the City Parish Council because we needed an additional $3.8 million to fund our state-of-the-art facility. Y'all unanimously granted that, and off we went. We broke ground on the facility like 2 days before Joel left office. It was pretty tight, but we got it in. And then we opened it in 2021. The budget was $8.8 million, and we get accolades from all over the country for people wanting to come look at it or do a video chat or something. The mission, another thing we got from the award was a mission of the collaborative program that was given to us by Best Friends Animal Society. And that collaborative program is for us to assist other shelters move towards a no-kill rate. Shelley has been working extensively with Sabine and Vernon Parish and to try and get this going. Liz and I have had a couple of conversations with Shelley, and we've given her the time she needs to do phone calls and stuff with other shelters, and we're making tremendous progress. I think we should all be very proud that Lafayette is paving the way for the entire state to save animal lives, and we're very proud and we appreciate all of y'all's support on an annual basis with our budget. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert.
And if we can, we've got Jamie here. We'll take a picture with our plaques.
Okay. Want us up, down, come down? Okay. Should we take the styrofoam off? Yeah. Come on in here.
Thank you, Robert.
Just one, just the council.
I had it right side out.
Okay. Was it upside down?
So wicked to see.
Thank you for allowing me to go off script, and that'll conclude my report.
Thank you, Sidra. That's exciting. Okay, let's see. Let me go back. Okay, let's move on. Let's see. All right. Moving on to resolutions. This is a public hearing, and speaker sheets are available for anyone wishing to address the council. The 3-minute rule does apply. Cindy, please read.
City Resolution 22-2022, a resolution of the Lafayette City Council requesting the United States government take all available measures necessary to stop the
That's for the
production
resolution.
of illicit fentanyl and its trafficking into the United States in order to reduce or eliminate the presence of illicit fentanyl in the city of Lafayette.
All right. I see we have a couple of council discussions. Let me go to Mr. Lazard.
I just want to respond to a comment that was made by the CAO.
Madam
Okay.
Chair,
Could you get a motion and a second to put the item on the floor?
Okay, I'm sorry. I have a motion from Mr. Nakane, and a second from Ms. Abear. All right. I'm going to move on to Ms. Abear. Council
Thank you.
discussion.
Thank you very much, Chairwoman. First, I want to thank fellow Councilmember Andy Nakane for co-authoring this with me, and for one of my constituents who I believe signed in, who brought it to the idea to, so I guess 2 months ago maybe, then when you came speak, and I'm going to let you tell your story, of course, Dr. Noriega. Thank you all for coming. Councilman Nakane and I wanted to bring this resolution forward, and I wanted to share some numbers that were shared with us through the coroner's office today. Dating back to 2015, Lafayette Parish had only 32 overdose deaths, but none of them contained fentanyl. So that's only in 2015. 16, there were 44 overdose deaths, 9 involving fentanyl. 17, only 5 cases containing fentanyl. 18, 31 cases. 19, 25 cases. 2020, 50 cases. 2021, 101 cases. And just since June 30th, 2022, we're already at 77 overdoses involving fentanyl. This is extremely concerning to me, and I know Councilman Nakane and my fellow council members and the coroner's office who came and showed us that it's not, it doesn't take a lot. It takes very, very little for it to cause major death effects, and so that's why we wanted to bring this ordinance forward. I'd appreciate your support on it, fellow council members, and while this does not do anything immediate, this doesn't do anything here at our local level, there's no action, there's no, need to put money into it right now, there's no ask there. What it is that Councilman Nakane and us, all of us, are gonna say, federal government, President of the United States, someone at the higher level, we need help. We need there to be complete outrage, because numbers that spike like this are not by accident, and shows no rate of going down anytime soon. So we are wanting the federal government to wake up, pay attention, and treat this as as serious as you can to help bring those numbers back down to 0. So I see Councilman Nakane also has a few words, so I'm going to sign off for now. Thank you all, and I ask for your support.
Mr. Nakane.
Again, thank you, Councilwoman Abear, for jumping on this with me. I appreciate this. It was, and I want to thank Paul Escott for getting this out, and Dr. Noriega, of course, for suggesting this, because the light bulb went off. It's one of those light bulb moments. One thing I did want to point out that Councilman Abear forgot to, or failed to mention, was that in 2015, there was 32 overdose deaths with none having to do with fentanyl. Then 44 in 16 with 9 fentanyl. Okay, so the percentages were still kind of low. In 17, there was 43 deaths with only 5 with fentanyl. That's still 5 too many. Then in 2018, listen to this jump, 46 overdose deaths, 31 were fentanyl related. So now we're way over 50%, way over 50% are fentanyl. 2019 was 55 with 25, so we're close to 50. But then it starts to tell the tape. In 2020, 83 overdose deaths with 50 fentanyl related. 2021, 137 deaths, 101 were fentanyl related. I mean, this is astronomical. And already this year, 91 deaths with 77 fentanyl. It just goes to show that this drug is too easily accessible to our young kids, obviously. And we're not going to stop at the local level when you get the social media services delivered into your house. And you think you're getting a prescription drug. You think you're getting something that's safe. And you take the pill and 15 minutes later you're dead. It's a tragedy. It's a travesty. And we can't stop it in our local level because of the accessibility. We have to stop it at the border, because that's where it's coming in. It's an illegal drug coming across the border under the cover of night. We're capturing a lot of it, but what are the ones we aren't getting? How much are we not getting? It's ridiculous. They quit bringing in marijuana because it's easier to bring pills in. You can hide them. You can make a lot more money doing it, and it's easier to disguise them coming in. young kids, on young children coming across the borders. It's ridiculous what's going on. So this is very important that we, as citizenry and our government body, stand together to ask our federal government to recognize the seriousness it's causing on a local level. I don't think they feel the pain that we do. I don't think they feel the pain that the parents do. I've been blessed that I haven't been affected directly, but I have had very good friends that have had kids die because of fentanyl. We have one here tonight. God bless her. I hope she speaks. It's a tragedy. It really is. So, again, I want to thank the council, Mr. Escott, and especially Councilwoman Hebert for getting this together and getting this working forward. I think this is a very, very important step for us to have our voice in this national government.
All right, thank you, guys. Let's see, any public comments?
Yes, we do have one speaker signed in, Dr. James Noriega.
You know, we were here 2 months ago and I requested this resolution, and it's so very nice to see it up. And I hope we get full support from the entire council, because this is not a partisan issue. This is an issue that affects our kids, our nieces, our nephews, our parents in some cases. And the one thing that you didn't, or one other further fact, since I've been here, since April 15th, there have been 30 fentanyl deaths in the last 2.5 months. That does not include July, which we have another 8 or 9, which are not confirmed whether they were fentanyl. They were just suspected to be fentanyl. So we're almost at 40 deaths since the last time I spoke here 2.5 months ago, which is going to put us on a line for 175, maybe 180 people just in our community that have passed away from this. So, Councilman Nakan, Councilman Hebert, thank y'all for putting this together. I also want to thank y'all for funding the initiatives to help. The Narcan, getting it everywhere that we can. You know, this is about $50 in this box, and it has 2 doses in it. With fentanyl, sometimes it takes 2, sometimes it takes 3. But that's a cheap cost to save a life, especially a life who was poisoned. We need to change the perspective to looking at this as a fentanyl overdose to a fentanyl poisoning, because that's what 99% of these are. These people are not planning on dying that night. They're taking a pill that maybe they've taken before, and now all of a sudden they just don't wake up. But if we can get this in everybody's hands, get it where it matters the most, and which we have done right now. I actually have these for the hub ministries that takes care of the homeless and less fortunate, where unfortunately there is a lot of drug use. So we're bringing these tonight after we leave over there, just so we have it. And so again, thank you so much, and I look for full support on this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And if I may, this is the first time I'll probably speak out against it. I mean, not in support of this, but many of you may know that my brother in January died of fentanyl poisoning. And all I heard was that the coroner was to my brother's house, and just totally unexpected. And so I've been asked to join the awareness campaign, and like I said, trying to get through this one, but a joint awareness campaign to get the word out. I think it's so very important that we get the word out, because this thing has no socioeconomic class, no ethnicity, no age level. It doesn't matter your political affiliation. It's out there. And I think that it's so important that we get the word out, so I'm glad to have been asked to be a part of this awareness campaign. Thank you.
Thank you, V. Well said. That's right. With the word, getting the word out is key. Any other public comments?
No, ma'am?
Mr. Nakan, would you?
Yeah, please. I just had one comment that was brought to my attention this evening, and I didn't quite grab it, but I asked Dr. Noriega about the shelf life of this product, the Narcan. And there's a shelf life. The boxes he has is 3 years. But we do have agencies and other groups in Lafayette that have been having Narcan around for a while. So those boxes are probably getting closer to expiration than the new shipments we've recently gotten in and funded. I would like to suggest that somehow we have agencies that use that a lot, that Narcan, kind of do a little swap so we can rotate the expiration date on this product so that we don't lose any of these products as necessary just because they got old. We don't want an agency to go grab a bottle of Narcan and it's expired. So coordination somehow to do that. Keith, if you're listening, maybe you could help out through the coroner's office. Cedric, possibly y'all could reach out. I understand UL is a big part of this, to try to coordinate something where we could do some rotation, because there are agencies that use this every day. So it's important, I think, that we try to keep up with this, because it is life-saving. And many times it takes 2 bottles, not 1, from what I understand. I'm never had the experience, and God help me, I never hope I have to experience this situation, but bless y'all so much for doing this. Thank you.
That's a good point, shelf life. That is a good point. Thank you, Mr. Narcan. All right, I'm not seeing any other council discussion. Oh, actually, I'm just kidding. I got Mr. Lazard.
So a couple of things. First of all, I am certainly in support of this. I just recently had someone very close to me that suffered the same fate. So I am 100% in support of this, and, certainly we are committed to doing whatever we can to try to prevent anyone else from having to go through what so many have gone through with this. So just wanted to say this. And Dr. Noriega, certainly your family have my deepest condolences. So just wanted to say that. On another note, Madam Chair, if I may double back, if that's okay, because I had actually buzzed in before we moved on.
I apologize. Yes, you have 3 minutes. Go.
That agenda item. And I just have to respond to a comment made by the CAO on the other issue. I think you made a comment about my medical situation, something of the sort. And certainly I'm grateful to the support given to me by the mayor when I was going through my situation, and I've expressed that to him personally. And my call when I heard about the mayor was done with all sincerity. That has nothing to do with the governmental part, like I expressed to you and Greg when I called. That's a totally different issue. As to the comment you made about my availability or whatever you said when I was ill, first of all, I'm not the mayor. I'm not the mayor of the city. And, I think the comparison, if that's what you were doing, is totally off base. Totally off base. First of all, everybody knew where I was. Everybody. Wasn't no question where I was. I even received mail where I was, okay? Everybody knew in the clerk's office, community at large, really, because it was so widely reported. Everybody knew where I was. So for you to make that comparison, if that's what you were doing, is totally off base. And totally off base and totally uncalled for. So, my availability, wasn't at question. I even had a mailing address that was pretty much public. So, what?
We're going to move on in a minute here. Mr. Lazard, you finish your comments, and then we're going to get back to business.
So for you, just for you to make that assertion, it's totally off base and uncalled for.
All right, thank you very much. All right, moving on. I see no other discussion on this resolution. Let's go ahead and call for the vote.
District 1? Yes. District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
Yes.
District 4?
Yes.
District 5? Yes. The motion to adopt is approved. City Resolution 23-2022, a resolution of the Lafayette City Council approving water service outside of the corporate limits of the city of Lafayette in accordance with Ordinance 30-2015, LPUA 108 Galbert Road.
I have a motion for Mr. Lazard, a second for Mr. Lewis. I'm not seeing any council discussion, any public comments.
No, ma'am.
Let's call for the vote.
Yes.
District 3?
Yes.
District 4?
Yes.
District 5? Yes. District 1? Yes. The motion to adopt is approved.
All right, moving on to ordinances for final adoption. This is a public hearing, and speaker forms are available for anyone wishing to address the council. The 3-minute rule does apply. Cindy, please read.
City Ordinance 116-2022.
What? One thing, I'm so sorry. There is a speaker for item number 6. If we could go back, Madam Chair.
Of course.
Chris Placek. So sorry, Mr. Placek.
Placek, Mr. Placek.
Placek.
Come on now.
Yeah, it stands.
Thank you.
Just yes.
But basically, I was just stating my case. But
State your name. for
Chris
us.
Placek.
Yes.
I'm one of the owners of Hard Rock Marble and Granite, and we're the owner of 108 Galbert Road. We were needing more water volume to move our granite fabrication shop there. So, thank you, though.
Looks like you got it.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
We're so happy.
Very happy, too. Thank you.
Thanks for coming. Yes.
He's out of here.
Yeah. All right, final adoptions. Cindy, please read.
City Ordinance 116-2022, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council amending the fiscal year 21-22 capital budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by transferring $428,576.81 in 401 funds from the completed CDIC Lateral 7 Curran Dulles project to the Urban Asphalt Overlay Reconstruction Project, $248,576.81, and the Highway 89 Widening Project, $180,000, and appropriating within the Public Works Department.
I have a motion from Mr. Nakka, a second from Mr. Lewis. I'm not seeing any council discussion, any public comments.
No, ma'am.
Let's call for the vote.
District 3?
Yes.
District 4?
Yes.
District 5? Yes. District 1? Yes. District 2?
Yes.
The motion to adopt is approved. City Ordinance 117-2022, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council amending the fiscal year 21-22 operating and capital budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government to make appropriations adjustments within the Utilities Department.
I have a motion from Mr. Lazard, a second from Ms. Hebert. Again, no council discussion, any public comments?
No, ma'am.
Let's call for the vote.
District 4?
Yes.
District 5?
Yes.
District 1?
Yes.
District 2?
Yes.
District 3? Yes. The motion to adopt is approved.
All right, moving on to joint ordinances for final adoption. This is a public hearing, and speaker forms are available for anyone wishing to address the council. The 3-minute rule does apply.
Joint Ordinance 46-2022, a joint ordinance of the Lafayette City Council and the Lafayette Parish Council authorizing the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government to sell at public internet auction surplus vehicles, equipment, and other miscellaneous movable property which are no longer needed for public purposes as per the attached list internet auction.
I have a motion for Mr. Lewis, a second for Mr. Nakka. Again, I'm not seeing any council discussion, any public comments.
No, ma'am.
Let's call for the vote.
District 5?
Yes.
District 1?
Yes.
District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
Yes.
District 4?
Yes.
The motion to adopt is approved. Joint Ordinance 55-2022, a joint ordinance of the Lafayette City Council and the Lafayette Parish Council authorizing the acquisition of immovable property to be donated to Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by Chevron USA.
I have a motion for Mr. Lazard, a second for Ms. Hebert. Not seeing any council discussion, any public comments?
No, ma'am.
Oh, just kidding, I am seeing Mr. Nakka. You have the floor.
I did have one question. Do we get the mineral rights? sorry, I had to say that.
Well, I'm waiting for the answer. Is there a yes or a no? Apparently, there's no comment. All right. Any public comments?
No, ma'am.
Let's call for the vote.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5. The motion to adopt is approved.
Good.
Joint Ordinance 56, 2022, a joint ordinance of the Lafayette City Council and the Lafayette Parish Council, amending the fiscal year 21-22 operating and capital budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by increasing reimbursement revenues from the state of Louisiana, facility planning and control for Hyman Park improvements, planning and construction project, number 50-J28-19-02, in the amount of $1 million and accounting for the required match of $250,000 and appropriating within the Park and Department for said project.
I need a motion and a second. I have a motion from Ms. Abear, a second from Mr. Nakhan. Mr. Lazard, you have the floor.
Consider at the last month's meeting when we brought this up for intro, you said the plans were 83% complete, and I asked what was remaining, what was the 17% remaining that hadn't been done yet. I also asked for a projected time frame when that would be done. Okay, thanks.
All right. I'm not seeing any other council discussion. Any public comments?
No, ma'am.
Let's call for the vote.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 1.
Yes.
The motion to adopt is approved. Joint Ordinance 57, 2022, a joint ordinance of the Lafayette City Council and the Lafayette Parish Council authorizing the Lafayette Mayor President to enter into an intergovernmental agreement between the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government and the City of Broussard concerning the surface improvements to La Nouvelle Road project.
I need a motion. I have a motion for Mr. Nakhan, a second for Mr. Lewis. I'm not seeing any council discussion. Any public comments?
No, ma'am.
Let's call for the vote.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 1, District 2.
Yes.
The motion to adopt is approved. Joint Ordinance 58, 2022, a joint ordinance of the Lafayette City Council and the Lafayette Parish Council providing for the abandonment of a portion of a 10-foot utility servitude along the rear of lots 285 and 286 of Riverside Drive subdivision located at 605 Cambridge Drive.
I need a motion and a second. A motion for Mr. Lewis, a second for Mr. Nakhan. I'm not seeing any council discussion. Any public comments?
No, ma'am.
Let's call for the vote.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3. The motion to adopt is approved.
All right, moving on to announcement of vacancies on boards and commissions. Cindy, please read.
A vacancy exists on the Downtown Management Committee for a 4-year term effective August 1st, 2022. Applicants must own immovable property or own a business that operates from a downtown location or be a director, partner, or member of a business entity owning property for operating a business from a downtown location. Individuals wishing to submit a resume for the above volunteer vacancy must be a registered voter and a resident of Lafayette Parish. Yearly ethics training for all appointees is required as is financial disclosure. Under certain circumstances, resumes are to be forwarded to Veronica L. Williams, Clerk of the Council, P.O. Box 4017-C, Lafayette, Louisiana 70502, or email to bclafayette@lafayettela.gov no later than noon, Tuesday, August 16th, 2022, with appointments to be made at the September 6th, 2022 regular meeting of the Lafayette City Council. Resume submissions are public record.
All right, considering appointments by the council as a whole to the board and/or commission, Cindy, please read the appointment.
Appointment to the Downtown Management Committee for a 4-year term effective August 1st, 2022.
All right, the resume received for consideration is from Patrick Trahan, and Patrick is the incumbent. I need Mr. Nakhan.
I'd like to nominate Mr. Patrick Trahan.
All right, Mr. Patrick Trahan has been nominated. There's no one else to nominate, so any council discussion? Not seeing any. Public comments?
No, ma'am.
All right, let's call for the vote.
District 5? Yes. District 1? District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
Yes.
District 4?
Trahan.
Patrick Trahan is appointed. Appointment to the Lafayette Fire and Police Civil Service Board for a 3-year term effective July 26, 2022, from a list supplied by the President of the University of Louisiana at Lafayette.
All right, the resumes received for consideration are from Kenneth Boudreau, Alderman Chip Jackson, Jennifer Jackson, Angela Morrison, and L. Wayne Prejean. There is no incumbent. All right, I see we have the board lighting up. Mr. Lazard, who would you like to nominate?
I'd like to nominate Mr. Kenneth Boudreau.
All right, Mr. Lewis.
That's fine, Mr. Boudreau.
Okay. All right, I'm not seeing any other nominations at this point. No public comments, any council discussion? Okay, so let's go ahead and call for the vote.
District 1? District 2?
Boudreau.
District 3? District 4?
Boudreau.
District 5? Kenneth Boudreau is appointed. Appointment to the Lafayette Fire and Police Civil Service Board for a 3-year term effective July 26, 2022, from a list supplied by the President of the University of Louisiana at Lafayette.
All right, the resumes received for consideration are still Kenneth Boudreau, but he was just appointed, so we have Alderman Chip Jackson, Jennifer Jackson, Angela Morrison, and L. Wayne Prejean. Once again, there is no incumbent. I see Ms. It says there is no incumbent. I thought so. I'm just reading, I'm sorry.
He may not be an incumbent for this appointed position.
He's actually the vice chair right now.
Okay, well, let me rephrase that. I'm just reading the script, sorry. So, yes, you are currently on the board, so. All right, let's go ahead and go ahead with the nominations. Ms. Hebert.
I'd like to nominate Wayne Prejean.
Okay. Let's see, Mr. Lewis. Okay, all right. All right, so I see we have Mr. Prejean nominated. I'm not seeing any other nominations. No council discussion on that? No public comments?
No, ma'am.
Let's go ahead and call for the vote.
District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
Yes.
District 4?
Yes.
District 5? District 1? L. Wayne Prejean is appointed.
All right. Okay, we are moving on. Item number 18 has been deferred until August 16th, 2022, so we'll move on to introductory ordinances. I need a motion and a second to introduce items 9 through 30 in globo. 19, sorry, did I say 9? Just kidding. 19 through 30. I have Mr. Lazard made a motion, and Mr. Nakant seconded that. So, Cindy, please read.
City Ordinance 119, 2022, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council amending the Lafayette Development Code so as to reclassify case number 0N-2022-0025, 1401 North St. Antoine Street rezoning located generally north of West Willow Street, east of North St. Antoine Street, and south of Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. The particular parcel being rezoned from residential mix to commercial mix. City Ordinance 120, 2022, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council amending the Lafayette Development Code so as to reclassify case number ZON 2022-0026, 325 West Pinhook Road rezoning located generally north of East University Avenue, east of West Pinhook Road, and south of General Mouton Avenue, the particular parcel being rezoned from industrial heavy to commercial heavy. City Ordinance 121, 2022, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council approving the conditional use permit to allow a self-service storage facility in a commercial mix zoning, case number 0N-2022-0027, 1100 block Rue de Billier conditional use permit located generally north of Bianca Lane, west of Rue de Billier, and south of Nazita Lane. City Ordinance 122, 2022, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council amending the Lafayette Development Code so as to reclassify case number ZON-2022-0028, 117 Liberty Avenue rezoning, located generally north of Patriot Avenue, east of Liberty Avenue, and south of Calais Saloon Road, the particular parcel being rezoned from commercial heavy to mixed-use neighborhood. City Ordinance 123, 2022, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council amending the Lafayette Development Code so as to reclassify case number ZON-2022-0025, 105, 107, 117, and 119 Martin Street, 221 North Pierce Street, 203 Angela Street, 206 and 207 Ann Street, and 201, 203, and 205 North Washington Street administrative rezoning located generally north of Patton Street, east of North Beyondville Street, and south of Eleanor Street. The particular parcels being rezoned from industrial light to residential mixed. 105, 107, 117, and 119 Martin Street. From industrial light to mixed-use neighborhood, 221 North Pierce Street. And commercial heavy to residential single-family, 203 Angeles Street, 206 and 207 Ann Street, and 201, 203, and 205 North Washington Street. City Ordinance 124, 2022. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Council amending the fiscal year 21-22 operating budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by increasing revenues in the amount of $19,372 received from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, and appropriating within the Lafayette Police Department. City Ordinance 125, 2022. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Council amending the fiscal year 21-22 operating and capital budgets of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government, recognizing revenues in the amount of $12,400,000, $3 million received from the Federal Highway Administration, FHWA, approving the use of existing funds in the amount of $3,500,000 for the required local match, appropriating within the Traffic Roads and Bridges Department, Traffic Engineering Division, authorizing the Lafayette Mayor President to execute contracts with the Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development and FHWA for the University Avenue Corridor Phase 1 project, H.013025, and declaring the project a public necessity, authorizing the acquisition of the necessary rights-of-way, immovable property, and other property rights requisite to the construction of said project, either on an amicable basis or through the use of the expropriation process if necessary. City Ordinance 126, 2022, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council authorizing the Lafayette Mayor President to execute the agreement regarding the fire hydrant installation with the Lafayette Parish Waterworks District North. City Ordinance 127, 2022, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council authorizing the Lafayette Mayor President to execute the Amendment Number 2 to the Electric Service Agreement by and between the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government and Stellar Incorporated. City Ordinance 128, 2022, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council authorizing the Lafayette Mayor President to execute the Amendment Number 4 to the Wholesale Water Agreement between the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government and the City of Broussard, Louisiana. City Ordinance 129, 2022, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council amending the budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government for the fiscal year beginning November 1st, 2021, and ending October 31st, 2022, related to the implementation and administration of funds in account number 10101707670-0, titled External Appropriation, Cajun Dome. City Ordinance 130, 2022, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council authorizing the filing of an application to the State Water Sector Program for $10 million in grant funding for sewerage projects included in the capital improvement budget, with commitments to provide 25% to 76% in local match.
Thank you, Cindy. When you sleep at night, do you talk numbers in your sleep? Oh, my gosh.
No, I don't.
I just think, yes, you probably talk in your sleep and you don't know it.
Maybe so.
Anyway, thank you very much. All right, any discussion on any of these items? I'm not seeing any public comments?
No, ma'am.
Now, let's call for a vote to introduce and global items 19 through 30.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5, District 1, District 2.
Yes.
The motion to introduce items 19 through 30 in global is approved.
All right, joint introductory ordinances. I need a motion and a second to introduce items 32 and 33 in globo. I have Mr. Nakhan and Mr. Lewis. Thank you very much. Cindy, you just have a few here. Please
Joint-
read.
Joint Ordinance 59, 2022, a joint ordinance of the Lafayette City Council and the Lafayette Parish Council authorizing the Lafayette Mayor President to amend the intergovernmental agreement between Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government and the Acadiana Planning Commission to extend the agreement with respect to the use of a portion of the Rosa Parks Transportation Center. Joint Ordinance 60, 2022, a joint ordinance of the Lafayette City Council and the Lafayette Parish Council, amending the fiscal year 21-22 operating budget and adjusting the manning tables of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by increasing the use of prior year Fund 101 fund balance by $1,637 and increasing the use of prior year Fund 105 fund balance by $617 to implement an increase in the salary of the elected judges of the City Court of Lafayette, Louisiana, to correspond with a statewide judicial salary increase.
Thank you. I'm not seeing any council discussion. Any public comments?
No, ma'am.
Let's go ahead and call for the vote to introduce and global items 32 and 33.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3.
Yes.
The motion to introduce items 32 and 33 in global is approved.
Okay, this is a nice early night, so I guess we go ahead and adjourn the city council regular meeting. Thank you all for coming.